This is May 27th, 2020. We're going to call to order the Alamance County Board of Elections meeting. We are meeting at the office on Maple Street. We have a quorum present. So you have in front of you a copy of today's agenda. Entertain a motion to receive the agenda. Properly moved to second that the agenda be approved. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
No.
Okay, hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed signify by saying no. Okay, motion carries. Okay, now I'm to explain the purpose of today's meeting, and I will ask the executive director to tell me why we're meeting today.
Okay, today is the official canvass day where we certify the election results from election day, what was reported on election night, that we have not changed them through today, and then also we will add the supplemental absentees that came in through the mail that were postage stamped on or before election day, and we received them by last Friday, and the provisionals that were approved by y'all yesterday. So they have been counted and added to the our results, election results, and y'all will be verifying that all the results that are on the ENR state board, and that's what was reported is what we are reporting as well.
Thank you. Any questions about what we are going to do today? And if we have questions, we can ask them during the process. Okay, we're now down to public comments. We don't have any public present. Have we received any public comments that you know of?
We had a lady call yesterday and wanted to know if she could attend today, so we set up some seats over here and no one showed up.
Okay, so we do not have public in the audience. However, we are live for those for the public to see since they are not here. Okay, any comments from the board members?
No.
Okay, hearing none. We're going down to item number 3, board reviews official canvas information with staff. I'm turning it over to the executive director.
Okay, so if you remember the ones who have been here in the past, one side this is our results that we have per precinct, and then these are the tapes from election night and the tapes from the precincts that were sealed. So we opened those, and y'all verify that the tapes that were sealed on election night are still the same results that we have today, and then verify for each precinct the number of one-stop voters, absentee by mail voters, and provisional voters. Now, these sheets have not been updated, because the tabulations from yesterday have not been added to this sheet. He's in the process of doing that currently, so that but ours is accurate. So the only the absentee by mail and the provisionals are not correct on here until he prints off, but if y'all would like to go ahead and get started, and he will have those for us shortly. He couldn't release those results until 11 o'clock. So, and so once we usually have two that like call, and then the others just verify the number. So, who wants to call?
So we're working on teams across the table here?
Well, just basically there's one call.
One call.
Yeah.
And everybody else verifies on your sheets.
Thank you.
Okay, I can call.
Okay. Well, we'll come down there with you then.
Unless, well, since you're close, Ryan, you wanna call since you're close, since you're gonna approve everything.
So
Would that be okay with you?
do you want to start signing, pulling? So we're looking for the public payment, is what the one day, and then Colin, you make sure that public count and that matches, and then the one stop, like I said, the absentees, if you want to call, as soon as we get those, we'll,
So I'm just going to total public count.
right, and, one stop, the numbers, right. That's selection, and you're making sure that and that matches, and then you'll call that and that number right.
Okay, where's the one stop at? Is it in his?
It's not, it's only on here.
Okay, so Owen Patterson is 459. One stop is 148. Coble is 495, and then one stop is 197. Boone 5 is 401, one stop 167. Central Boone is 417, one stop 169. North Boone is 342, one stop 121.
We haven't observed them.
Okay,
North Boone is 307, one stop 67. South Boone is 660 and one stop 398. West Boone 379, one stop 135.
sometimes we're taking,
Morton 484, one stop 164. Fawcett 406, one stop 144. East Grand 232, one stop 157.
East Graham?
Yep.
Okay, so we can-
Yeah, repeat that again?
Good, good, do that one again.
Yeah, I got East Grand Public Count 232, one stop 156. I wonder if there's mad. Is there a military
what was off on it is right. I mean, I'm showing it right on here.
election?
Yeah, when you repeated it. it was-
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
Oh, that's
okay.
it, okay.
Uh-huh.
Grand 3, 205, one stop, 103. Graham,
He's not here yet.
Oh,
Graham 4, public count 464, one stop, 452. North Graham, public count 137, one stop, 113. South Graham, public count 283, one stop, 227. West Graham, public count 71, one stop, 62. Albright, public count 370, one stop, 192. Newland, public count 360, one stop, 126.
Okay, and that is North Newland.
Okay. South Newland, public count 201, one stop, 71.
Wouldn't think so.
North Thompson, public count 302, one stop, 126. South Thompson, public count 506, one stop, 238. North Melville, public count 339, one stop, 207.
And what is that one?
North Melville. Or Melville 3, I'm sorry.
All right, now, there's, let me,
Can
because
you repeat
that,
that?
Yeah, review.
that was 103.
Can you repeat those numbers?
Melville 3, sorry. 339, public count, one stop, 207.
Thank you.
Melville 4, public count 260, one stop, 100. North Melville, public count 541, one stop, 162. South Melville, public count 708, one stop, 266.
And that's South Melville 1. Okay. Okay, got
Pleasant Grove, public count 350, one stop, 158. Burlington 10, public count 192.
One stop.
One stop, 91. Burlington 4, public count 239, one stop, 106. Burlington 5, public count 233, one stop 144. Burlington 6, public count 360, one stop 116. Burlington 7, public count 313, one stop 135. Burlington 8, public count 101, one stop 8. Burlington 9, public count 235, one stop 131. East Burlington, public count 103, one stop 51. North Burlington, public count 248, one stop 122. South Burlington, public count 70, one stop 32.
With the
All the time,
absentee.
they just come in and increase it.
Oh, okay.
West Burlington, public count 316, one stop 130. Hall River, public count 291, one stop 165.
And he's working on the printouts for the updated absentees and provisionals.
This is not the updated numbers.
That is,
That is,
that's
okay.
the correct numbers. We went ahead and added them to the,
Great.
Charlene did, but the printouts showing what was actually, he had from yesterday, he couldn't add that to 11 today. So
Correct.
it's taken,
The official printout.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, everything went well, all balanced. You know, the one discrepancy, why, you know. Here's the, if you'd like to see the incident form from that day, and then the response from the state board. So,
Some on-the-job training.
Anybody want coffee?
There's coffee if you guys would like some.
Okay, this shows the, incident report, from precinct 126, and the incident is the vote did not mark votes on ballot, went to tabulator and loaded ballot in tabulator. Then Russell gave her an I voted sticker. Voted said she had not voted and that she had gone straight to tabulator, reissued another ballot. Uh, So Don reported it to the state and it says, "Hi Don, I don't think there's a way that we can confirm that it was a blank ballot. But even so, I don't think you would remove the number of ballots cast. You would just be able to explain the discrepancy as part of canvass. If you are one off countywide, and you know why, you're in great shape. Thank you for your work. I'm copying Parker in case he has different guidance. Best regards, Allison."
And I didn't hear from, him. He's one of the attorneys at the state board. So, in reality, what they should have told the lady is, we can give you a provisional,
Yeah.
but you cast, the
Yes.
blank ballot, that was your vote, but we can let you go to provisional. But they gave her another ballot and let her cast it through the tablet.
Without being able to know for sure that.
Right, that was an actual blank one she put through the first time. Which I think they immediately realized what they had done after it was not to do that again.
And filled out incident report with plenty of information.
Right. And they called us and let us know that they would be one off. So they're the only precinct that didn't balance. But we know why. What are you taking yours?
Just
We don't
And
have
so
any.
Okay, everybody,
No.
we're gonna definitely get some. Everybody's been wanting cream. And we're
Well,
like, we don't, everybody here drinks it with cream. I said, well, we have ice cream. We have some vanilla ice cream. But then they'd put sugar in it. We usually keep the powder kind, but we ran out. So as soon as he loads that up and prints, while he's printing the final papers for y'all to sign, we can just kind of run over the numbers for the, see it.
I wondered if she got confused from what we used to put in.
It might have been. Maybe she voted early and before and used to putting in the paper, that.
So she
She got her ballot and went straight to the tabulator.
Yeah, and Civic, she didn't even go by one of the booths. Yeah.
She mistook the tabulator for the voting machine. This must have been fast.
Must have been.
There's usually someone there to tell you to go to the over at the house perhaps.
Or it might have been Rush in precinct, and they had a vote, and she already.
Hold on. I got it. Right here. You'll borrow that just a second.
Should we years ago, when we first started this, got their ballot and just walked out the door.
Mhm.
Remember they had to stop them?
To walk one.
Yeah. They just, they gave it to them, we did it, I guess, it was,
Alzheimer's.
He said it's not 15, 20 minutes, so it's-
okay.
So they're going to take a short break or
Well, okay, while he's, running everything through so that we can make sure our numbers, are accurate, he's just getting, we know the numbers are accurate, but he's just giving us the correct printout so that we know, so it's gonna take another 10 to 15 minutes, does anyone need to take a break? We're comfortable with just sitting here and, just waiting. Yeah, so we're okay.
Okay.
I got some Uno cards in the car.
So what?
Some Uno cards.
Oh.
Or you like skip that?
I'm not very good at that name.
Skip over it.
I think it's skip that. I've never played it.
I've never heard of that.
It's like Uno's cousin.
Yeah, it is.
It's like you think you're in control of what's going on, and then all of a
Yes, no
sudden there's a
doubt.
complete reversal.
Yes, and you end up with like 200 cards in your hand.
My grandson just can get me with it every time I just.
Well, we'll have to, I love to play
What's the name
cards.
of it?
Skip over. Yeah. Braylon, I'm not playing.
Are you going to get to leave and go to Florida?
I am.
Good.
Yeah. As it turns out, my daughter and her husband are going out of the country. And then, so they want me there while they're gone now to babysit
Right.
an 18-year-old
Oh.
and a 22-year-old. Can you imagine?
What will those duties, describe those duties.
I tell
Cook
you.
for them, probably.
Oh, no. No, that's not what they want this
Keep
credit.
them from fighting with each other. That's
Maybe,
Keep the house intact and there when they get back.
Grayson will be on his games, probably upstairs in the movie room or the bonus room or somewhere. Corbett will be prepping and crimping, but she works for Pfizer, so she'll probably be at work all day. So.
is she the oldest one?
She is, she's 22.
So she works for Pfizer.
Yes, when she graduated in December, she graduated debt-free and with a job.
Good,
Awesome.
good job of it. I mean, working for a
Oh,
pharmaceutical
absolutely.
company.
Her father does too, but he didn't know she was applying.
Oh, okay.
She wanted to do it on her own. And she did.
Is she the one that has the real long hair?
She is gorgeous.
She's chemistry.
You know, her background is economics
Oh, wow.
and legal studies. So Pfizer looked at that with what they wanted and they said, where she's gonna be Professor While we'll send her to law school.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Sorry to hear that.
But you see, they would be looking at patent.
She had a background in science.
She does. She does. She has a background in science. Because that's where she started in science, because she was thinking about dental school because she thought her parents wanted her to be a dentist.
Uh-huh.
And it's not what she wanted. And they said, no.
Do what it's your life.
Yeah, but she has a background in science. She's very So it worked well. She has a background in science, she did economics, legal studies. So they are looking
I'm gonna name a couple of people that take, because this is, you have to take 2 bars to do that, you have to take a patent or a bar. And I think I named one, maybe 2 people. One of them was a PhD, in my class was a PhD doctor in physics from Carolina, that went to law school. And the other one was an engineer from A&T. There's not too many patent lawyers, really.
And I asked her mom, I said, you know. In Florida, which is
Right, right.
here.
That's awesome.
She said they came over, did the Zoom, and they came on our campus. She was like, and she's not interested in the
My oldest son Henry got a summer internship with the city of Burlington in the planning department.
Oh, very good.
So he'll be
Congratulations.
doing his master's thesis with the city of town of Bass, down near Sanford,
Yes.
for his project, and then he'll be working part-time there with Burlington Planning. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited about
I
it.
know.
Maybe I thought every summer I keep thinking that's gonna be the last summer I get to see him a lot. Last summer, because a lot of times I'll actually hire him to help me do stuff.
Yeah.
One more summer in Burlington.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, he's excited about it. He'll be able to commute by train from Durham. He's excited about that.
Is that where he lives?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he lives over, you know where the co-op grocery store is, over off Chapel Hill Boulevard. Anyway,
Yeah. Brian, you see what you have to look forward to.
Yeah, a long ways away from that.
That's what you
He
think.
goes,
Yeah,
faster than you think. It does. Enjoy, just totally enjoy, you know, how they do. When you can. I know they're going.
Yeah.
That's what you think. too.
I was so sad about him growing up, I had to have a whole nother round.
Now, what are
No.
their ages? I forgot. I know they're younger. but-
6 and 10. 6 and 10 and 31.
Wow.
Stop laughing, Dorothy.
Oh, my
You
goodness.
can tell him about the phone call. Yeah, we got today. And the reason is because he said your name specifically.
Uh-oh.
Paul Keller.
Yes.
He called to let us know that he received his absentee ballot in the mail yesterday. But it was postmarked on the 10th. So, but he did vote on several of the voting here at the Grand Rex Center, and he wanted to basically give us his praise and say
Still
that we
isn't
ran a very
anything
good
traditional, but
and
it's
efficient election.
the
especially
numbers
with the Grand Rex
should add
site. Yeah, so we have that site open again in November.
Okay.
And he said as a whole, his experience.
I'll give you the precinct detail.
You want me to tell you who it is? So go ahead.
Well, he's hard to satisfy, so I'm glad you're satisfied.
Yes, and you know, I gave him a little bit of education. I directed him toward our Facebook, and so we're trying to really use that more as an educational outreach in regard to just the general citizen population of Alamance, as well as specifically to our voters.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions, you can always check the website. If you want to look at any historical data, you can, you know, pull previous elections on that. And if you have any questions, the majority of the answers can be found there. And we're really trying to pigeonhole Facebook account really toward more education outreach. So.
So other board members, in case you don't have a phone, you get the question directly through door, you can speak to us. Oh, real.
Yeah, you do.
I'm just glad that he realized and went, that he hadn't
Voted.
received it and
Yes.
when he voted early.
Yes, that is
Because a lot of
good.
people wait and wait and wait, and
Yeah.
then it's too late.
But he had requested his absentee on the 10th, and it was shown his postmark in the mail on the 10th, so he knew it was out of our hands, so to speak. It was
Mhm.
completely at the mercy of the postal system. Then I sort of had to explain to him in regards to, because he had said he's spoken with the postmaster himself, and that he was told that all election mail is handled differently. And I explained how it's handled differently, that it's not just sort of, that Raleigh talked to Postmaster Raleigh, they have a game plan prior to each election year, and that they know going forward, and how our mail is supposed to be handled specifically in regards to deadlines and making sure everything's, I've got to teach cost, so.
But it don't always happen.
Unfortunately, we're still
Plan.
humans. We're still humans. Every single one of us.
It's true. Yeah.
I wish we could be 100%, but 99.999 is always good.
People, technology, and paper, and all that. But we've been good. We've really been blessed here.
It is, we have a good relationship with the Graham postmaster, and they always want to work with us and, get in touch with them before big elections especially.
With 2016, they were hand delivering Saturday mail for us.
Yeah.
We usually hold the weekend mail.
In 2020, they were doing it on every Saturday. They were bringing it during evening
That's amazing.
hours. During 2020, they would bring it up here to
Yes.
us.
Wow.
Each evening, if they had it, so.
My grandson in Florida has got accepted to St. Leo's. And so we had, so we got accepted at St. Leo's. And, I don't know if anyone has even looked up St. Leo's or been to the campus. It was absolutely gorgeous.
What town is it in? Or city?
Tampa.
Yeah.
And, my son-in-law has got his master's, his MBA from St. Leo's.
Oh,
I told him,
so the legacy.
you all didn't learn a thing. It looks like the rolling hills of a golf course. It is just gorgeous. I said, "You haven't learned anything." I got it.
Too pleasant?
It is pleasant. It is just like the rolling hills of golf course. This is, I can see you all out there, maybe conducting and talking business. I bet you don't know what the inside of that place is. It is. I don't know who's there. Go ahead and take it.
No, why not?
Because I really think he's looking at you.
Yeah. You want to come up here and be your grandma?
Yeah.
He's going to come up here and be your grandma?
Yeah, both of his grandma, because his other grandma lives in Memphis.
Oh.
But I have promised I will not come bringing care packages on a regular basis.
We just show up at all the football games, basketball games, lacrosse, soccer.
Does he play
softball.
soccer? Is he one of- okay.
What's looking at me?
I'm not sure. I don't know about Grayson, I'm not sure.
Usually what you go in for the switch,
Yeah.
right about year 2.
Yes, I did.
My nephew been accepted, has been offered a scholarship. He wants to play football next year.
Okay.
He's wanting to play somewhere. He's my baby brother. His 2 boys going through the wheels right now. He's like,
Okay.
he's a linebacker. He's hoping. Coach Spoon is kind of taking
Oh,
wheel
yeah.
under his,
Is he still there?
Coach Spoon.
Coach Spoon is
Yeah.
good.
And he's taking Will, like, well, he told him right in front of his own son, he told my brother, he said, I love this boy as much as I love my own son. And I mean, before prom, he told him, he said, told him, said, don't be in the car with me. He said, you're guilty by association. Do not ruin your chances for next year. So he's kind of handling him. Okay.
Yeah, the giant.
All right, so what we're gonna have to do, y'all, until he gets this corrected, like, I'll call out, it'll probably be easy if I just call it out. The number, the absentees and provisionals are added together, okay? So if you'll take, like this one, I'm gonna call, Patterson 14, just add the provisional and
You took my
absentee.
sheet.
Oh, I gave it to you.
We got a
You got
summary
it.
total
Okay.
instead of an individual total.
Okay, so we'll be looking at,
The, like for 01, it's 14. So just add,
so mail-in absentee
uh-huh,
and provisional.
right, should that equal 14?
Okay, let's see.
Okay. Coble, 02 is 11. Central Boone, what's, is it 45 minutes? Is 12. Boone 5 is 12. Central Boone is 12. North Boone is 16. North Boone 2 is 15. South Boone is 31. West Boone is 14. Morton is 9. Fawcett is 16. Graham 3 is 2. Graham 4 is 27. 06E is 7. North Graham is 3. South Graham, 11. West Graham is 6. Albright is 12. North Newland is 11. South Newland, 6. North Thompson, 11. South Thompson, 18. Melville 3 is 13.
Is that what you get?
Melville 3,
Not Melville.
Okay,
Melville 4 is 9. North Melville is 12. South Melville is 20. Pleasant Grove is 11. Burlington 4 is 4. Burlington 5 is 6. Burlington 6 is 6. Burlington 7 is 8. Burlington 8 is 7. Burlington 9 is 10. Burlington 10 is 3. East Burlington is 0. North Burlington is 8. South Burlington is 0. West Burlington is 7. And Haw River is 11. Okay. So now he'll just, let's see if he can print the forms y'all need to sign.
So these mail-in absentees are the supplemental mail-ins?
That's both combined.
But the original, the mail-ins that came in before are in under one spot?
They're under the
Adam Allen absentee.
Okay.
What was your question?
If this was the supplemental, if the mail-in absentees included the supplemental mail-in absentees, or I should have known about the size of the numbers.
Well, be likely going forward in November if you're gonna break them down, so that way you'll see the differentiation, but I didn't know if you want me to add that extra column.
Yeah.
However you want me to do it, I'll do
With
it.
numbers this low, it doesn't, you know,
But we might want to spread out in November because it would be more numbers.
yeah, sure.
Yeah,
That's
so,
what y'all-
More information is always better.
yeah,
It is kind of interesting to know what comes in later, just to know
yeah,
how many votes are affected that way.
that's true.
You could do one for them and then do one for Candace, where the, so that they come back. You know what I mean? Yeah, I asked them if they wanted me to add a supplemental column to the mail.
That would be good.
We'll do that for November. Good thing about Excel, you can change the,
We have more space.
just add a column, take a column. I think the hardest part about it is trying to get the precincts in order because the states print off one way
Yeah.
and then it prints another report another way.
Every report they have at the state board does it different. And you think, okay, you have
Numbers
it
first.
figured out, and then you pull something else from them, and they have the totally opposite on this report. So we just decide,
Well, you just have to go with the flow because you
Yeah.
don't ever know what's coming in from the state until they send it, so.
I don't know if y'all realize what happened is he entered the provisionals and the absentee all into the absentee columns. So they're trying to figure out how to separate, get the provisional back in the provisional column. Okay, that's what's,
He put the provisionals with the,
that's why we added those together.
yeah, he
Yeah.
had put them together.
Correct, yeah. If you notice all the provisional, well, on these sheets, all the
Yes.
provisionals are showing 0. They're trying to figure out how to get the provisional ballot votes back into that column.
Okay.
That's what's.
So actually, we had a total 18,559 people who voted out of 111,000.
April 30th, the total voter registration count was 111,966. I remember that, Jerry.
I just knew.
Yeah.
I knew it was 11, I knew it was 111,000. Yeah, was it 112?
I know, we're so close.
Mhm.
I will probably be over
We
once
will.
Karen's able to process them. So after the so
It's growing, Adams County.
Yes. So, I know Mitch, as we discussed one time, we talked about we really have to build another precinct. Are we
Well, we're
What are you thinking?
Well, we're still kind of looking,
Okay.
South Boone is currently South Boone is our largest precinct. With the, I think they have over 6,000 voters now, and going up close to 7,000. And that's, there's so many apartments in that precinct now. If y'all were out and y'all see a place, this is South Boone currently, and we've thought about maybe splitting it right the highway, we're just trying to find locations, because see, actually Smith Elementary is not in Smith precinct. I mean, it's right outside because it was moved, it
Yeah.
was in there
Yeah, boom.
originally.
Yes.
And then when they tore it down and rebuilt it, it's went to, but we still use it. So to find a another precinct, we've called several, it's not Anthony Road. What's the road that goes from Mayflower and then you go over to 62? Beacon Baptist Church. That's a very nice church, and it's in this area. And I've tried to contact someone in that, because that would be, it would be a perfect.
Oh, yes.
I mean, it's got the parking, everything, but nobody ever calls me back. So if anybody knows anybody goes to Beacon Baptist, I mean, that's one location. That's in, if we were to split it, we rode around and tried to find locations. So if y'all were ever out, we've actually thought about, what's the church there at, IHOP, that big,
Word of life.
Word of Life. We've looked into, looked there and, speaking to some colleagues,
My sister.
does she go there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, I can.
just get us a contact. That would be perfect. Yeah.
The
Because
interesting-
that would be another great
I think They're
location.
building 450 homes off the university too.
Right.
Yes.
So,
Well, that'll be
Yes.
in Smith. I
that wouldn't
mean,
be in Smith, would it? That would
I
be
mean,
Elon Elementary's district, wouldn't it?
wait a minute. All right, where are they building it?
They're building them on the north side of Gibsonville, the Gibsonville Elon area.
Oh,
It's University Drive.
University.
It's
Yeah.
on University, so that's what.
Boone Five.
Boone-
But they're also building an additional subsection of apartments and townhomes at McIntosh on the Lake.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
there's a Highland Elementary over there.
We've looked at Highland Elementary. That first of all, they don't want us there, but second of all,
I don't have a
No.
choice.
they,
I got you.
and honestly though, if
They
you,
don't.
go back in there, the parking
Yeah.
is far away from where the actual voting site would be.
I got you.
And then to get in and out during school
I
hours,
got you. Yeah, it's only got that one.
it was really, I mean, me and Kathy rode over there
Yes.
a while back. During, just to see what the traffic flow would be, it's impossible. I mean,
Weren't they looking at the Macintosh Clubhouse at one point?
we had to,
I think that's Guilford. I think it's on the Guilford side. 'Cause That's
So-
right where the split
It's
of
right,
it
that is
is.
on
That's
the
right on the
line.
line every time. Bonner,
maybe Bonner Bridge.
yeah, Bonner Bridge and something farm. Not Isaac, something farm road.
Yeah.
It's,
But
it straddles.
So that's, that church,
Word of Life, yeah.
the Word of Life, that would be a great place. But yeah, with that one, we'll definitely, if not this year, by the presidential year, it happens. Yes. I think the other ones, now that we've split South Melville, it's, they've got about 4,000. Where the 104 now, Melville 4 has maybe 2. I have about two, because that one totally, it was over 6,000 before we
Yeah,
spent
it was, uh-huh.
I'm trying to think of the other. But yeah, South Boone's definitely, that one, has got to be split before the presidential. I'd have to pull the, you want me to go pull the Taylor's real quick?
If you want, but I knew you, okay, probably waiting on,
Yeah.
give you something to think about, because we know we're gonna, and we have places where little people you can contact, if you have a contact there. we know somebody that we can ask
All about being there, unfortunately.
this. Yeah, it is, but, as Brian is telling there, if we need the school system. No. They didn't have to.
Yeah, I did it right there.
You know, you're gonna pay. You're gonna get, you have to leave space. Dave Morton.
A lot of that was just, I don't know if this is true, but Rick Rose, I guess Rick Rose passed away.
Yeah, yeah, you-
I can't believe Zach said that.
I saw that.
I know.
And Pete's over in Gibsonville.
What?
And Pete's in Gibsonville,
Uh-huh,
one of the Hershey's bought it.
yeah.
I think,
That's where me and my wife met.
oh,
Really?
Right before a Historic District Commission meeting downtown. Very romantic.
Yeah.
never eaten
You know, is that,
there. Never had one.
I remember they take the buns, there's a guy right at the end,
And they,
and they lay all the buns on his, he'd be sweating, he'd have his t-shirt on, his arm be sweating, he'd lay him out.
certainly would. And you know, at the time, you really wasn't thinking about, because you were so excited, you were
Yeah, hot
looking at him lining those hot dogs up his arm, yeah.
With buns, and have
Yeah.
the stick dowel pins, about a quarter
Yeah.
inch thick, and each one had the mustard, fit with mustard and
Wow.
ketchup.
Yeah.
Huh. That gives you a little bit of statistics in each precinct. The first column, that's the total number of voters, and then you just look at the heading. Yeah, we're over 112,000 now. 112,349. My dad was from
What's the population? Like, do you think 170 something?
Yeah, I think it was like 174, 8, I think, if I was doing the last census.
It was what,
I think it was 174, 8 or something. I think Judson put that on our, one of our Facebook pages for early voting.
This time's getting early.
and then we have a certain population of, religious that, and they, they don't vote, so they're, yeah, and I don't know how large that population is, but it is, we have several. I mean, yeah. And
But some of them, like that one,
Whole group.
yeah, that one's good.
Then five.
Yeah, Boone Five, and also South Thompson. Because I don't know if y'all been, my best friend was down in that area, right off of 54. And that place, they are building subdivisions.
Which one's that?
South Thompson.
Oh, yes.
It is building up out in the southern part of the county like crazy. Yeah, but they got a pretty good place. But, you know, they can handle that, where a lot of, like Smith,
They just can't,
They-
they don't have traffic for it.
I mean, thank goodness we have early voting. I mean, if we didn't have early voting, can you imagine?
Yeah.
We would be on 100%.
I know. If that.
Well, we've been here to 2.
Yes.
So I'm not surprised if we're here to 3 in the morning.
Does anybody even think? All rivers, I mean, that area down there.
The Hall River Green
Pleasant
Level,
Grove.
and you know, they're building in the Green Level area. Also, you know, more houses are going up there.
Have you been down, do you ever go down 62 into Castle County?
Uh-huh.
Have you seen?
Yes.
They have like them. I mean, it's like they went through and just all the trees and they're building
Yes.
houses out there like crazy.
Yes.
They rebuilt or remodeled DY. They never put the same place.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I hadn't been, I'm into
What
this.
did you say, Ron?
They remodeled Bartley Yancey. It looks like
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yes,
Like a community college.
yes, yes, right next to
Well, I mean,
PCC.
I'd imagine,
I
I mean,
had an
people
office
are,
over there. I used to work at PCC, so I personally get, we public vote.
I just can't, I mean, it just looks so funny driving out there now with all these
Yes.
trees gone and.
It does.
I remember wrestling played football there in the early 2000s. It was sad. Their high school was like their facilities were worse than Kern
Oh,
County's.
yeah. Yeah. Do you remember playing the year, and I'm pretty sure it was, now I can't remember though if it was when y'all were in Turntine or at Williams. And I'm pretty sure it was at Bartley Yancey, when one of their legs got broke. It was, that was, the guy's leg just literally between his knees and just,
I remember we were wrestling there. We pulled up, and there was a guy with a huge guy with a DY wrestling shirt on, and he had a cigarette in one mouth and a dip in the other mouth. So we walked up to him and we were like, "Hey, where do we go to weigh in?" He was like, "Oh, it's right over there." So we go in there, whatever, and we're weighing in, and we thought that dude was the assistant coach. And then he walks in, they're like, they call heavyweights, so heavyweights. He walks in with a cigarette in his mouth, and weighs in with a cigarette in his mouth.
he was a student.
It was a student, yeah.
Wow.
How are you going to wrestle him? You had to know.
Scott Gunn.
Scott Gunn.
Yeah. Rick
You
Gunn.
No,
had to know Castle County folks.
that is
Just
so
nobody thought
true.
anything of it.
Yeah.
Dip in the mouth and cigarette.
Well, you know, that's what I was reading this morning about somebody, you know, I mean, as bad as this has got, you know, and I'm not bringing up issues, guns or anything like that, but you know, when I was in high school, there was nothing to go to school, and the whole parking lot, everybody had shotgun racks, and you know, nobody ever thought anything about it.
Everybody had a pocket.
Everybody
knife.
brought their
Yeah,
guns
I
to
had a
school,
pocket knife.
you know, but, yeah, when even not during gun season, they kept them there. But, and, you know, it's just sad, but I'm not doing that. It was just funny how times have changed, you know, I mean, they did, it was like, everybody had shotgun racks in their,
Well, we had a smoking section in high school.
yes, yeah.
Well,
I
we did.
graduated in '89, and there was
I graduated in 80.
a big sand pit out in Orange High, on the south side of the main building.
Well, I went to Cummins.
Yeah.
And, it was,
Well, we didn't have gun racks in Burlington. We certainly didn't have smoking areas in Burlington.
What school did you go to? Okay, okay. We, Cummins
Just
did.
before.
They had smoking
Yeah.
sections and they had all the gun racks.
I remember the year
Yeah.
after I graduated, they finally let seniors leave school to get lunch somewhere. I'm like, of course you did.
Yeah,
Of
Cummins.
course you did.
We did that. They let
We
us-
have to leave at Cummins. We have to
But
leave.
But some left at George Sellers, they weren't supposed to.
Mhm.
You were eight, so were you in Renee Ingman's class when she graduated? Because I think you were Brad's grade, right?
Yeah, me and Brad
Yeah,
graduated.
so she.
Now we went to Sellers Gun in ninth grade. We just went to like Broadview and Turnpike with the
Yeah.
Turnpike, I mean, with the Sellers Gun, and then we went back to our either Cummins or Louis. Well, I loved Sellers Gun. We had, that was, I mean, it was fun getting to know the other school, you know, that you're always in competition with.
Yes.
I love Cummins. We had a,
I love, I taught there and I loved, well, Mr. Freeman was my
Yeah.
principal.
He
And
was
then
mine.
he was my principal and then he, went to Cummins when
right,
they built Cummins. And, Mr. Freeman was so strict. I mean,
He was.
you walk and don't walk through his school, a male with a cap on. First thing he'd say is sonny boy. That was his favorite.
That was, you're exactly
Sonny
right.
boy. And sonny boy.
Listen to him.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Going down the hall popping gum, young lady. So you didn't do it. But he was well respected.
Yes, he was.
Yes.
Yes, he was.
well
To this day, he is still I had Miss Bowman, I remember
Yeah.
her, but everybody loved Mr. Freeman.
Yeah,
You did,
yeah.
you respected him, but you loved him I mean, he
Well
was,
respected.
he treated everybody the
His son,
same.
what he did. So I was sonny boy. Yeah.
That is such a,
Yeah.
that's what he did, I remember
And
that.
he always walked around with his clipboard.
Oh,
He
my.
had a clipboard.
Business.
He was. Son boy. Yeah. Young lady. And I mean, he treated his teachers all the same, students all the same. He had one teacher, she was good for coming in late, excellent teacher. She's always a good.
Not a morning person.
So, I mean, she would get in her class on time, but she was still waiting in the teaching. So she had her evaluation, and she told him he forgot to mark one of the categories. He had given, evaluated her. But then I think lateness or attendance, he had forgotten to mark. So she asked him, she said, Mr. Freeman, you forgot to mark it? He said, no, I didn't. And so she said, but it's not over here. The check mark isn't on it. He said, I know I didn't have no room. It's in the parking lot. That's how many times she's been late. It's always I can forget. It's in the parking lot. He didn't have, he needed more paper, but he was.
Attendance policy changed a lot right after I graduated. It went down to like, you couldn't miss more than like 6 days for the whole year.
Yeah,
That's not nearly as many as I missed my senior year. I would not have graduated if that policy had been in place. I had things to do,
yeah.
Maybe it was implemented as the Noah Reed.
Yeah, exactly.
One English teacher, she'd been there 5 years and she was at Cummins as well. And she just passed away. She was probably late 90s, almost 100 when she passed away. Miss Vernell G. London. And Vernell would say, you made January, You may February, but you will not March. And when she said it, you were not graduating.
Oh,
She meant it. She did. She said she would, and that's what she meant. You didn't pass her.
They do have a solution, they're running it now, but
Okay.
it's still gonna be about 15 or 20 minutes before, so whatever y'all wanna do, you know. But it should be, they talk to the state, they're in the process of fixing everything now,
Okay.
and they have to import it and then run the reports for you outside, so.
I think unless someone needs to, does anyone need for us to recess and come back in 20 minutes, or are we comfortable staying where we are?
We have some chips, potato chips, and some, hey, there's that pecan pie, anybody would like a piece of pecan pie?
I'm fine. Anyone?
No, I see your
I know
eyes.
your offer is getting better.
There's zucchini.
Zucchini
blueberry
blueberry,
bread.
yeah, zucchini blueberry bread, a little bit of that later.
So I'm assuming we don't need to recess. We'll just-
High recess.
Yeah. I mean, I can, who would like a piece? I'll go get it.
I'll get some. I want
We'll go get it. I mean, it needs to get eaten.
Absolutely,
It's what
absolutely.
Sandra made.
Well,
Yeah.
for the cause.
You're gonna offer.
But we all know this, hundred, because we have ballots here, we never leave them uncovered, unattended. So, so a board member needs to be in here. So we're good. And this London would actually take a student home. And when she was at Cummings, they had, maybe they having difficulty with the student. She'd go to the principal and say, go cover my class. And she'd take that student home, wherever, and find that parent and have a conversation with that parent. I mean, you know, it was just something that you could do there, you know what I mean, you know? Yeah. She was a very, very, well, she was a strict, firm, but fair English teacher. She expected the same from students. She was respected, so when she said it, she meant it, so you couldn't do anything but laugh, you know, you were either going to summer school or coming back the next year to take English.
one note.
I'm good. Thank you.
You said good.
No, I'm fine. Well, that sounds interesting. Blueberry,
Zucchini.
blueberry, zucchini bread.
Zucchini because it's actually very, very delicious. It's unexpected.
Yeah. Because I've had zucchini and I've had blueberry, I've never had them together.
I've never had zucchini.
Zucchini bread. And it's good.
I think the first time I ever had carrot cake, I was probably in my mid-30s.
I like that. The only
Fell in love
one
with it though.
I just don't like anything pumpkin.
It got overdone. I had a hard time with pumpkin
I
pie.
don't like pumpkin anything. You
My
know, you
wife's
have your,
like that too.
huh?
My wife's like that too.
Oh. You know, I don't like pumpkin pie, pumpkin soup, pumpkin bread, pumpkin, I just don't like pumpkin anything.
Well, my mother's Filipino, so I grew up eating pumpkin a lot during the year, mixed
Okay.
in with vegetables. And so You know, it's just one of our staples that we grew up. It's considered a gourd for us and a vegetable for us.
Right, and I saw that on the cooking show the other night. The ingredient they had to use was pumpkin, and they used
Was that beat Bobby Flay?
yeah.
My wife was watching
I
that.
love beef Bobby. I love Bobby Flay.
He's a good cook. I've been to a few of his restaurants, especially out in Vegas. And they're really
Yes, he does have good food.
I went to the burger place the last time I was in Vegas. It was really good, and then they closed it.
I love Bobby Flay's restaurants. I really do in Vegas. But I love watching him on. I do.
Gordon Ramsay opened a food court in Cherokee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going there, and
See, I haven't been there.
yeah, so it's like got like it's almost like a cafeteria. And it's got like a burger place, a pizza place, a
Okay.
pub place. Yeah.
We're talking food now. So
Yeah, Gordon Ramsay's a trip. Do you watch his show?
Yeah, my wife watches it religiously.
I love the competitions, you know, the cooking competitions and those shows like that. I enjoy those, but I love beef Bobby Flay.
I do too. I like that.
You know what? I don't think they ever beat it.
I've only seen maybe one time.
You know what? I said he has to let someone beat him so he can keep getting an audience.
Yeah.
If he wins all of the time, you know what I mean? So I think he does something some of the time knowing he's not going to win, just to bring it back.
That girl from Greensboro was on it. She was crafted.
Yes.
I missed that one.
Yes. They've had about 30 people from North Carolina.
I remember Iron Show.
Yeah, I remember Iron
When I
Chef.
first came out.
They don't come on. I mean, I
No.
think you can watch it on like a streaming channel,
Yeah.
but I don't.
Yes. I love Irish food. I love pet corn.
I like
Yes, she had some good recipes.
You like chopped?
Yes.
I like chopped.
Yeah.
Some of them ingredients, I'm like, I've never heard of that. I know.
And look, some of those chefs have
I've
never
never-
heard of it.
No, they haven't. But I love to watch chopped.
I do too. I watch that. I tell you, I love the competitions.
Mhm.
See, I don't like these.
Do you like the one where they outside grilling?
Yes.
Mhm.
What have you looked at supermarket?
With guys,
The guy's grocery
Grocery,
game where you
yeah.
gotta go
No,
grocery
with
shopping.
Alex Monticello, where
Where
they're
she's
in
like
the parking
ransacking
lot.
the parking lot.
yeah, you're in the parking lot and you're going to buy people's
Groceries,
groceries and hope
yes,
something in
yes.
there that you can
I
use
love,
and cook.
now that I think is one of my favorite ones. Because that's like, you know, it's like, they gotta come up with something.
Yeah, because I go, and here's Homer coming out with a
Mhm.
big shopping
And
cart.
y'all,
And so finally he's paid $100 for him and I offer him $200 or $300 for his shopping cart. And of course I'm just gonna take it. And then I rush back to my station, his baby food,
yeah.
detergent, toilet tissue, and all of that. I laugh at them. I love it. And then they have to go run back and try to
Find somebody else. Oh my God.
buy another shopping cart.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't seen that one in a
Well,
while.
it was on this week.
Was it?
actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they have started.
It started it back up.
So the last time I was in Las Vegas, to go to Hell's Kitchen, there's a Hell's Kitchen in Las Vegas, and this is kind of a sad story, but it's the same. So normally it's like a 6 to 8 month wait to go to Hell's Kitchen in Las Vegas, and we were out there. I guess this was like 2 or 3 times ago. It was in Vegas, actually, but we were out there with a bunch of Carol, my wife's friends that graduated law school. And one of the guys, he was like a huge Gordon Ramsay fan. His dad died while we were out there. And one of the other friends from law school called up Hell's Kitchen and was like, look, this dude, this is like, here, I'll send you the proof, like whatever. He's a huge Gordon Ramsay fan. Is there any way that I can get them a reservation? And the manager was like, if they're here at 11 o'clock on the dot, no BS, waiting at the door when the door's open, I'll see them.
Oh.
So y'all got to
So we got
go.
to go, yeah, we got to go.
Wow.
And the one with the season, like really, like you think like, okay, they're really going to manage Hell's Kitchen or
Mhm.
whatever, Gordon Steak. She was sitting there at this chef table, like watching all the orders come in and wiping down the plates and handing them over.
Just like
The Gia, well, I can't remember her name, but
Wow.
everybody knew she was. Like we
Uh-huh.
all had our picture made with her and everything. One of the, I guess, she won Master Chef, or no, she won Hell's Kitchen.
Sure, Hell's
Oh,
Kitchen.
okay.
Yeah, I watched that, yeah, I watched Master Chef too. Yeah.
Some that, and I watch it when I'm hungry and I sit there and my mouth, I'm like, okay.
I like,
And then I'm like, oh, I need to go to the grocery store.
well, the sharpest
Roast
Master
beef.
Chef is, to me, is Marcus Samuelson. I remember when he won. Yeah. He's a master chef.
He's been on Food Network for a long time. I
Yeah.
remember when he first came on scene.
Yeah.
He was doing a lot of, I want to say Ethiopia and Nigeria.
He does,
And
and, yeah,
he was
his
starting to break
background
that.
is so varied.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah, but I was like, that's really cool.
He
So,
is,
He's
he's
he was a
good.
baby when he was on Food.
Yes, he won Master Chef, and he was on last night, judging, some of the Yeezys. He's quite a guy.
Give me a thumbs up.
Okay. 5 minutes.
Yeah.
When you all are talking about a reality, I have no idea.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's cooking
Cooking
network.
channels.
Yeah, cooking channels on TV, all the.
So when they first started, it was all just like Julia Child cooking shows, and then I
Yeah.
guess to bring in some of the younger
Yes.
population generations,
Gosh.
they have like cooking competitions and just like
And that's
game
all
show
I
type
watch.
stuff now, and it's crazy.
Now, I just don't watch the regular cooking show. I watch the competition.
Competitions.
I don't like just
And-
cooking shows.
What they do is they give these 4 cooks a basket, and they've got these weird ingredients. And they first they have to start make an appetizer, and then out of the 4, they have judges. They only have like 10 minutes to make an appetizer out of these ingredients. Then the judges will judge, and one of them gets sent home. So then the next, then it's entree next, and they get another surprise basket. And they might get 30 minutes to make an entree. Then, they get sent home. It ends up 2 at the end, and they get have baskets of dessert. That's chopped. That's the one that's chopped. And some of the ingredients,
What's that mean? I'm gonna be, what's chopped?
Chop
What's the
you
name?
one.
you get
That's the
chopped.
name of the show.
Yeah, that's the name of the show.
Yeah.
And,
I don't know if you were scared to ask that question.
I mean, it is good, and the judges, for example, Scott Conan, when he's on there, he considers himself one of the best Italian cooks. So, if you have a pasta dish, everybody says, "Oh, Scott Conan is a judge." So, you're trying to make sure he's going to be real hard. And then the other thing, I'm cooking what I like. But then he'll say, he'll look because you have raw onions, but it's what I like. But see, he doesn't like a lot of raw onions or something like that. It's just.
But what gets me is when they'll say something about, well, you should have done this and this. And I'm thinking, they had 20 minutes. They can't do that in 20, But then I reckon they're probably thinking, well, they shouldn't have chose to do that if they needed more time than 20 minutes. It's just a fun show to watch.
It is.
And they win money. They win like 10,000. Whoever wins at the end, it's $10,000, and
I watched the preview one, and the guy just took everything and threw it up against the wall, threw it on the floor. What's that sort of thing?
That sounds like Gordon Ramsay.
They have
I
great
mean,
accent.
raising sand and cussing.
Cussing,
That
yeah.
was Gordon Ramsay.
I said, I got that.
Gordon, oh, don't tell them what you will hear on Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yes, Hell's Kitchen. And you see, whoever wins Hell's Kitchen, Gordon Ramsay, they become the executive chef in one of his
Like where
restaurants.
he worked, like where he.
Yeah, and the starting salary is like $250,000. That's just that you know that your start. You already know what the starting salary is going to be to manage one of Gordon Ramsay's restaurants. The starting salary for that chef is $250,000.
Yeah, I've kind of gone out there. I mean, I've got a Traeger and then you like stuff like the crazy stuff is the tech that's getting done into that is like Traeger now.
Is that the pellets?
Mhm.
Okay, be careful, you catch on fire.
I don't think they're doing Traegers. I think more pit bosses and other.
No, that's what Dustin had.
At a Traeger.
Yeah, and he, stupid him had it under his garage, and it melted all the,
Yeah, but I mean, like the new Traegers, they're crazy.
his is about 2 years old, maybe.
So they came out with these ones now that have these, like it has an app built into it,
Okay,
and
he's
then
talking
you,
about-
like literally, so if I'm smoking a pork butt or something like that,
Uh-huh.
you put a thermometer in it, and it's telling you like, hey, you got about 15 more minutes, or
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
or then it'll like send me notifications that it needs to be cleaned.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Robot check.
My brother
And you'll
has
set,
that,
like,
he
this-
smokes all of the
crazy.
time. My brother smokes
Well, that's
something
what
every
Willie
weekend.
got on this, and he said, listen, what, that's why it caught on fire. And then my son-in-law was caught on fire too, at Thanksgiving, he was doing a turkey,
Right.
and his caught on fire. And, both of them, theirs are about 2 years old,
Yeah.
so they don't have the apps with theirs.
Yeah.
My brother has one with that.
Mhm.
'Cause he loves to barbecue and smoke and something. But you know, Robert Irvine, a few years ago, was in Alamance County.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Crazy, we're crazy, we're crazy.
I was so
Mexico
upset
is
that I
now.
didn't get to see him because I used
Yeah.
to follow Robert Irvine and see him redo the
Elaine,
restaurants.
Elaine from Troll, I don't know, I can't remember, I can never pronounce her last name. It's like a group, she's kind of friends with my parents. But,
Was it her restaurant at the
Mhm.
time?
yeah,
Was
it
it?
was, and then they turned it into a burger bar. She was
Yeah.
doing like meat and two and all that.
Yeah.
And then they switched it to just burgers, and then I think like what, 2 years later, Crazy Mexico.
Yeah.
Now Crazy Mexico's taking over the world.
That place is
Ready,
packed.
bud. I ate
got,
there
like,
last night. I ate there twice, 3 times a week.
No, my daughter, the 2-year-old, she eat that like cheese enchiladas from Crazy Mexico. Like she's like an enchilada connoisseur. Like you try to go on from like yes.
She don't want it. She got me from Crazy Mexico.
Oh,
Well,
so
she's
Crazy
two.
Mexico is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't been
Now,
there.
the one in, we go to the one in Elon, or,
Well,
yeah, right. The one on Church Street, we've been there, but they're so slow there. And these
Okay.
people are so nice. They know us now, you know, they know.
Where's the
us.
other ones?
One in Glen Raven,
Whole River.
Haw River,
Yeah.
Green Level, across from Food Line, and then the one on Church Street, and that one.
I mean, there's one more, right?
There might be.
Is there one in Meadow now?
It might be.
I know there's lots
Is this
of
what's ones on Webb Avenue, it's on 87, right before you get to them?
Yes.
Right, yeah. Don't go on the
Crazy
Monday.
Mexico.
Yeah, they have dollar tacos, right? Is
Yeah.
it still up?
Oh,
And then,
It must be lunchtime.
yeah.
Well, I'll tell you something good. We ate at the Mexican truck that's right across from Southern Tires.
I know where you're pointing, it's that way. But it's
Where-
Happy Tacos.
Going down
Yeah.
Chapel Hill Road,
Yeah.
Southern Tires, right across the street. It's kind of an orange.
It's Happy Taco, Super Taco.
Yeah,
Yeah, they've got a brick and mortar. place
Yeah,
in
over
there.
here off of Main Street.
they're good.
They're very
They're, that was
Okay.
really good. But their tacos aren't about this big. We get burrito. It's-
I love
They have good
tacos.
street corn.
Last night, the salsa at Crazy Man, oh man, it was, probably the best I'd ever had. It was just spicy enough. You could taste all, it was good last
His
night.
tomatoes are from the inside street.
Yeah.
The Williams.
No,
There you go.
not here. They became- But they do have good. My favorite though Mexican restaurant. I know
Here we
you
go. Here we go.
Y'all remember Azteca? Oh, it was on
Yeah.
South Shore.
Yeah.
That was the best. And to me, none of these Mexican restaurants now,
It'll
It's
never
like-
be as good.
it won't. They don't have the dishes I love there. And
See, for the longest time, I thought it was a figment of her imagination because she was like Azteca. I'm like, nobody knows what you're talking about. Never
You didn't
existed.
know what I was talking about.
Now it's
Yeah.
like a used car dealership, right?
No, it's Dunkin' Donuts now.
I
They,
thought it was Glenn, what's his name? I guess they're right beside that Dunkin' Donuts.
oh, yeah, but they it was there and they tore it down because there was, like, got murdered.
Oh, I remember that stuff.
There were, ended up people selling drugs out of there and people got murdered. So, if they
Is this
tore it down.
Azteca? Is this-
Azteca.
Oh, that's probably the best place to eat.
What was the other? There was one that was like Max's or something.
Yes, that was there. That was the same place that got torn down. It was a Max's. It was a hot dog place at one time. Oh gosh.
So there's only
years
two
ago.
choices in Alamance County, either it's Mexican food or hot dogs.
Exactly. Now, who of y'all heard has bought Zach's?
There are two people.
I've heard.
Heard the cutting board people, and I heard Rick Miller.
See, I heard Jack Burton or John Burton and Rick Zone. That's who I've heard
I
too.
I think, I would be surprised if the Merkins bought it and hadn't heard the Rick Miller was there.
That was the
Maybe they did.
Right.
You know,
I don't know either. I was just,
my wife's family is pretty close.
close with them.
I was talking about never ate there.
Where's that?
You never eaten at
Zach's.
Zach's.
My brother used to, my brother who used to
Did they
work at
change the
Zach's.
chili before?
Loved working there.
No, but that's what they've done. Oh, well, they
That
won't.
won't change the name.
They
You just,
won't.
you can just tell by flavor.
And what?
They changed the chili.
Oh, really? I haven't had anything
I'm
there.
gonna have to try it. Now.
So are you saying it's better?
This is where Clearwater is, right?
Yeah,
We're
that's
on, we're
what-
live.
that's what Clear- My daughter, when she was in fourth grade, you remember having to do the North Carolina project?
Mhm.
Okay, well, we, me and her went to eat there, and we went through the car shop, and Willie and Dustin were working, and they were like, well, who was working? Because we used to go there all the time. Casey's like, somebody named Clear was working tonight. Dustin just went, oh, God.
If you've not been there, do you know what clear means?
She told
Okay,
me,
okay.
I was like, what are you
I
talking
have
about?
no idea.
Before they haul, they're always so busy, and it's just like they will holler out an order. They always go clear, and then holler out the order. Clear, holler out the order. That's what the waiters and waitresses do. So she thought Clear was a person.
And he worked a lot.
Yeah,
All over the restaurant.
yeah,
I like tally.
yeah, kind of like town.
Speaking of tallows, you got a
All
tallow?
right, okay. So. Pass that around. I signed everything else yesterday.
Anybody been to the Samoan place at the food hall in downtown Burlington?
Is it Samoan or what?
They're from Samoa, but nobody knows
Right.
where that is, so they just say it's Polynesian Hawaiian restaurant.
Ooh, we're going to try that.
I haven't been there yet. The,
I think that's what we were looking at getting for lunch.
And they hadn't
hadn't
been open yet.
yeah, it was only like 2 weeks.
It's like the little cafe place they have there.
In the food hall?
It's like
Around.
somebody's name. It's like
Is
a
it like
female's
Zoe's?
name.
Zoe's Cafe?
I think that's it. Yeah, it's right across from right beside the juice shop.
Yeah.
That place was pretty
We went to the burrito,
good.
go burrito, because I've been to that one. Have you ever been to the one in Salisbury? There you can eat up on the rooftop at that one they have there. I've eaten there, but, did we actually get to eat from there that day?
We did. No?
No, we did not.
No, I didn't want to go to another restaurant.
Yeah. We still have
Everybody signed. So now, we're signing the final absentee ballot abstract, or are we signing?
Y'all
the-
did that yesterday. the absentee, abstract, and that's the official canvas return document.
So you all sign number 4.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And now we're all signing number 5. Board signs official canvas return document.
And that's all, y'all all signed it now.
Okay. Okay, Madam Executive Director, is there any other business to come before us?
Not, I think we talked about it, anything else currently that we need to discuss. We are working on a few things that we'll talk about at the next meeting,
Okay,
for early voting and things like that.
okay.
And when is that next meeting?
So, June
June,
14th.
yes,
And, okay, June 14th, we're at 2 o'clock.
2:00,
So
And it will
we
be back-
here, we're going back to the commissioners?
back to the commissioners.
Okay. So unless ED calls us for an emergency meeting or something she is trying to help, that takes care of the business for today unless, one of the board members, questions? You okay? You're okay? Entertaining a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Properly moved and second, we are adjourned. Enjoy your Memorial Day holiday.
Thank you.
Stay safe.
Well, hopefully this.
Thank you, Madam
won't be
ED.
defeated.
Thank,
you,
Madam
Dawn.
Executive
Thank y'all.
Director for a very
I
successful,
know, I'm so happy.
election.
And thank y'all for all y'all support and any